Hi everybody, I'm here today just to give you a little bit of update of where we are. I'm thrilled to say that we are getting in. More and more posts on Facebook, more and more photos that I'm loving seeing, news stories that are being posted, all great news for us. So I'm so excited for everybody. If your time is coming, I'm super excited about that too. I know that you have great anticipation and can't wait to get that first hug. I want to be sure that everybody is educated about the essential caregiver status. There's a lot of confusion out there about how you're getting in, whether that's general visitation, whether that's compassionate caregiver designation. I want to be sure that everybody knows the best way to get in right now is through the essential caregiver. You do not have to do any work, any help with your loved one. In other words, no activities of daily living. That is not required. So if you have a facility that is requiring you to take classes on that, or requiring you to be part of a care plan that says what particular things you are doing, that would be bathing, dressing, feeding, it's not necessary. You can do those things while you're visiting, and that's perfectly fine. But it's a lot more trouble to write up a care plan for those items and get training for those items than it is to be simply an essential caregiver under the emotional support part that is allowed. It is allowed to only provide emotional support. So please stress that. It is incredibly important that we educate ourselves. And this is not only for those that are already in, because there's a lot of nuances and rules that they're telling you that they want you to abide by. You need to know what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. If you are not getting in, educate yourself. I have said this 1,000 times. You have to be smarter than they are. So read everything. There are 3 key pieces that you need to read. The final task force report, read it. It's 11 pages. A lot of it's boring, but read it. The next one is the executive order. This is the actual order that demands that they start letting us in. And the third one is this order. This is the one that came out on September the 9th. It is a clearly written, very, very specific information on essential caregiving. Take it with you, print it, highlight it, take it with you, email it to them, hand it to them, let them read it, review it with them. It's incredibly important that they know that you know the rules. Do not let them get away with putting down rules that aren't allowed. It's that simple. You cannot allow them to do that. I understand that you may be afraid. I understand that you may be worried, but they cannot get away with keeping us separated from our loved ones when our governor says that they're not allowed to do that. We are allowed in. If you run into a brick wall, the next step is to report or submit the name of the facility at the link that I've provided on the Facebook page. This is a link that adds the name to a database that is being monitored by the professional associations in Florida. That would be the Florida Nursing Home Association, the Florida Assisted Living Association. There are 4 associations in the state of Florida. 2 of the heads of those were on the task force with me. I have access to this database, they have access. They are looking for their members in that database, and they are calling them directly, speaking to them as their professional association, and they're telling them they're not allowed to do what you are reporting them to do. If you do submit the name and you're not getting a result, submit it again. They will see it again so that they will call them again. If you run into a brick wall, even with that, 100% you need to file a report and a complaint officially with ACA and with the Florida Ombudsman. The information to contact them is at the next to the last page of the final task force report. There are contacts there, there's a website, there's a telephone number, you can report them. And say to your director, say to the people at the facility, please don't make me report you to the ACA and the Ombudsman. Please don't make me do that. But you need to know I am not going away. I want in, and I have the right to touch my loved one. Do not let them get away with 6 feet. Do not let them get away with it being giving you 14 days COVID. Those do not apply in this scenario, and it is incredibly important that you guys really, really fight back. You have to fight back. You are your patient's advocate. If you're getting in, you guys, it is incredibly important. I feel like I say that all the time. It is incredibly important that you follow the rules. We have to show them that we're being compliant, and we have to show them that being compliant means we're keeping our loved ones and other people within the facility safe. We cannot be the ones responsible for the virus getting into these buildings. Please, we have to be vigilant about doing the right thing. I know it's hard. I know it's not what we want to do, but it is the first step. And this is a really, really big first step. And if we do this right, we will get to the second step and the third step, and we will get back to normal.